I stole money from rude customers at my job and never got caught. I'm long gone from this job, so I can finally get this off of my chest. I, 25F, used to work at a very large corporate convenience store/gas station. I was working there around the age of 16 to 17. I hated working there so badly. I loved to work, but that job was so stressful, it got tiring. The only thing that was worth it was the fact that I was getting paid weekly, instead of bi-weekly. The checks were what was keeping me around. The managers were creeps, and definitely held favoritism with their own, mostly when it came to race, and family as well. I got hired because they needed serious help. I was looking for a job in the area by any means and decided to give it a shot. The job had a detailed description as to what I'd specifically be doing, and after months of doing that, maybe about 3, they eventually had me running the whole store, which, believe it or not, can get pretty hectic when it's just one person there, or another person slacking off. It wasn't a part of the job description deal, but I had decided to put up with it anyway. The main problem was that the customers were horrible. Everyone had attitudes, would take their anger out on me, or even tried to fight me behind the counter. I'm not the type of person to back down, so unfortunately I would entertain the negative energy and even try to fight back. I was young, immature, and wasn't the type to ignore or allow disrespect. Eventually, due time, it did get to the point where I had decided the money wasn't enough to stay, but instead of leaving, I got the idea to steal. So I had came up with this plan. Being that I had access to the whole store, I was mainly in charge of being on the register. So I had access to checking out the customers who wanted to purchase items. What I did was only possible with cash, so unfortunately if a rude customer was paying card, I had no choice but to let them get away with it. It might not seem like much, but $1 to $2 can add up due time. I would work 10-hour shifts, and get so many rude customers. By the end of my shift I had as much money as an average waitress could make through tips. At least $50 a day. I worked almost every day of the week too, including weekends, so you can do the math. Long story short, I was making extra money on top of the weekly checks I was already getting, but unfortunately, it was out of an inconvenience of a rude customer, and something completely illegal. Don't be rude to retail workers, and definitely count to make sure you have all your change. Subscribe.